So I one today. It's probably the final stream that I make today, but yeah, I just basically wanted to make one more stream today. But yeah, I just basically wanted to make one more stream today since this stream is since I just basically wanted to make a stream about this. Since I didn't tell you guys this today. Since I didn't tell people since I haven't told you guys about this yet, but basically if you guys didn't know, today when I was over at my friend's house today, we basically went. My friend and I, we basically went for a walk. Well, we took 2 walks that day, and on the second walk, we basically found something bad. It wasn't something. It wasn't something bad, but I should say that we found something that's it's hard to explain, but it's just upsets me since basically what I mean by that is we found a shit. We found trying to put this. I'm trying to put this as easy as I can say it for myself that since before that way I don't have to get upset about it. I'm already getting upset about it. Basically, the thing that we found was and it's it's hard to say. It's it's hard for me to say without getting upset about it. And for you guys not to be worried about it because you guys are probably already worried about it. It's hard to say and certain and it's I don't know how to say it without that's all I'm gonna say is about it was an animal. That's what we found, and let's just say that it was not it was not good. It looked like the animal that we found. It was not good. The animal it was not it was not with us anymore. That's all I'm gonna say. It's that poor animal that we found. It was not with us anymore when we found him. And I was upset when I found him since I was the one who found him and I showed my friend him since I thought we could at least do something good since even though we didn't know that the animal was there. Yeah, and even though this was not and this animal wasn't a big animal. It was a small animal. It was a mouse. But either way, we wanted to do something good. So even though we didn't know that, I mean, at first I thought it was a prop or so, since it was the week before. It was since this week is after Halloween. I thought it was a Halloween decoration or so. But after we found out that it was real, then I just felt like an idiot for thinking that it was a Halloween decoration thing. Since I feel like an idiot now, since I thought that's what it was, but no. When my friend told me it was real, since he must have a thing with animals, since he could feel. Since that's why I'm just upset thinking about it now. Since I wanted to since I was upset and angry about the fact about what person or thing or animal could have done to that poor innocent mouse. So needless to say, me and my friend we found a spot near where that animal was, and we buried it. It wasn't the best way for us to bury it, since all we did was bury it under some hay thing. But either way, we did our best to try and bury it in a certain way or so. Since I just wanted to make a stream about this to tell you guys about it, since I at least wanted to tell somebody about it. So yeah. So needless to say, did that for so we because like so we tried to do something good for that animal, and we tried to bury and we like buried it. But yeah, so it may not have been the best thing, but we even said some last words to him that from the words that I said and that poor animal saying was that even though I may not have known him or may not have had him as a pet, which if he was still alive, then I wish that I could have like taken him home as a pet. Since as you all should know, I don't have any more, unfortunately, and that's what and that's what and that's what and that's what also made me upset was seeing that poor animal all lifeless. That's what made me think about back to when I lost my cat. That way, about how I lost my cat. Since keep in mind, I lost my cat over a year ago now. It's been a 1 year as of since I lost. So that's what also got me upset was I wanted to like burst into tears after seeing that poor hen. But yeah, like I said, at least me and my friend, we did something good for him. Since and we found a stick that we could like put in the ground as like a cross thing. We tried to make that stick into like a cross or so. Yeah, me and my friend, we tried to make like me and my friend, we tried to like make a cross form, and there were a bunch of like acorn things around. So we found like a broken acorn thing, and at the top of the acorn, we put on like the stick. But needless to say, our homemade cross thing didn't work so much. But it's alright. All that matters is that we tried, and my friend had like a bottle of water thing with him, so we basically poured one out for him, and we basically even like, and we even like, and we like were like praying for like, yeah, like we were just like praying for that poor animal, and after that, I even looked up at the sky and like look up into the heavens, and we watched the sunset together. Well, it wasn't like actually getting dark out when that happened, but it was like getting there. So we were like looking at the beautiful sunlight as and even though I didn't really have a name, me and my friend named him Ratty, since well, that's basically what we came up with. I mean, yeah, that was like a name that we came up with. So like yeah, my friend was saying like but like that animal might have had like a family or so, and that's what I was thinking that if it might have had a family of his own, and basically after that moment, I was like in a fit of rage and anger since I wanted to find the person, thing, or creature, or well, probably not creature, but person or animal who did that to that poor mouse, and I wanted to show him a piece of my mind since I wanted to know who or what could have done such like that to that poor helpless animal. Since if I could, I would have saved it, and if it was still with us, then I would have taken that mouse home and kept it as a pet if I could. If I could, but unfortunately, now I know that I can't do that now since well, he's gone, and that happened around like four something today. It was like 4 p.m. So I forgot what time it was. I forgot what time it actually was, but all we know it was like 4 p.m. And of course now, being 10 for me, that means that 6 hours have gone by since we. So yeah, so that's why I just wanted to make this stream was like that I could like tell people about it. Since yeah, since I just basically wanted to like tell people and like let you guys know about it. And now I'll like post the link in the chat since I just really need to talk with you guys right now. And hopefully you guys can like make me feel better about it since I it just makes me upset that thinking about it now. And like I said, if I could, I would have saved him if I could. But of course now, but me knowing that I can't now, then that also upsets me. That There's nothing I could have done to save that poor animal. Yeah. But anyway, let's see who's here still. See who's all here. Hello, Jack. Hello, 10 cents. So, by the way, I'm sorry about that if I haven't been reading the chat. Yeah, sorry about that if I haven't been reading the chat. But anyway, hello. Hello, Pacific. Hello. So, yeah, once again, I'm just like scrolling through the chat now. Since I've been keeping up with it since when I was like telling. Yep. Yeah, that's true. Pacific did. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah. You know, he probably would be. And hello, Tremble. Hello, Pacific.
Hello. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of crying a bit.
Sorry. Yeah, and another thing that upsets me is like how my friend he has pets, and seeing him like with his pets was like another thing that like made me upset today. Is like how it seems like it seems like I'm I'm a person that is like I'm one of those people that is without a pet or so since I had 4 pets in my life in total. 3 of them my dad got rid of. So, I had each of them at different times. My pets, I had each of them at different times. Since I had two, since I had 2 cats and 2 dogs, I had my 2 cats for longest. But the 2 dogs I had, my dad first got rid of one dog. Then my dad got rid of the other dog that we had, and then eventually, yeah, and then eventually, my dad got rid of one of the cats that we had. Our, so the final cat that I had, or the final pet that I had, I should say, as I mentioned before, he unfortunately passed away last.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow.
it didn't seem like my dad liked our pets much since all he wanted to do it seemed like was get rid of our pets since but
Yeah, that's just sad.
I loved them. I loved all our pets that we had, but that's just like I don't yeah, I just wanted to like I don't know, I just never got I just never understood why my dad wanted to get rid of them. And sure, I mean, like, it's probably because, and sure, our pets may have been bad, and that probably might have been it, but still, he didn't have to, like, get rid of them or so, since since that's something since, as I said before, that's something I don't understand about why my dad, like, had to get rid of them, since if he didn't get rid of them, then they would still be with us. But
Yeah.
since I no longer have those pets, I don't know if they're still alive or not. That's another thing that upsets me. Is like how am I supposed to know if they're alive or not still when I'm not with them?
Yeah, I know. My grandma used to have this dog named Molly, and she was a really bad dog, but at the same time, around us kids, she would be pretty nice. And one day, she just left, and my mom never really told me what happened to her, so I've always been worried about her and where she went. She was pretty bad, but at the same time, she really had a good heart.
Yes, that's the same with my pets. That they may have always been they may have been bad at sometimes, but they always were good hearted. But yeah, it's just one thing I can't believe that it's been over a year now since I've lost. Yeah, my first cat that I ever had, which was the one that, as I mentioned before, I lost that way from him. Unfortunately, ha- having the end of his life, and the sad thing is that it seems like each time it seemed like each time my dad got rid of a pet, I wasn't there for it, since it was usually because what I was in school for some of them. So it's one thing that upset me is like my dad didn't even give me a chance to say goodbye to them. He just like did that during, you know,
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess he just didn't want all the drama of having to pry you away from the pet.
maybe, but still. And plus, I was like young during those times when my dad got rid of my pets. So that's another thing that upsets me is that I was young when he did that. So I forgot how old I was when we each had our pets. But still, I just don't get why he had to like do that during my school time. And and that's another thing that my final pet that we had, then unfortunately, as I said before, that we lost in that way. He passed away when I was in school. Since since my parents were home, since my parents were home, and they basically found they basically found our pet, my pet, on one of our couches that we have, well under our love seat that we have. That's where we found them at, and and that's where I found him. That he was not moving. And that's when my parents gave me the bad news he that he passed on. And it was like for cat years, he was at the age of 17 when that happened. And when my parents got him when I was 3 years old. So, like, I'm not trying to like give away my age, but still, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
one of my friends got his pet put down on accident after a doctor used a used thing to test his pet cat. So they put it down, but afterwards it was found that they used a false one, and my friend was just really outraged, and he would take it out on everyone. Yeah, it was a really sad time.
yeah. My pet cat that, as I said before, that we lost. He's still in my backyard. Since that's where we buried him at. Is so that way it seems like so that way we could always be with him, even
Yeah.
though even though he's not with us. And maybe my parents leaving, and since we could like, and I don't know if we could like get it. But you know what like upsets me is that is that my parents put him in a box. I like put him in a bin, and that's how we buried him. So
Well, at least you can still go and say hi to him.
yeah, but and but what I did was I basically got two sticks and taped them together as like to make like a cross. But eventually, my dad got one from like a hardware store thing, or like a type of cross thing, and he painted it and he put my cat's initials on it in like these bold letters. So that's how. So, but unfortunately, that cross something happened to it, which I forgot how what. So now it's not there. So since it's not there anymore, I don't know where exactly he is in our backyard. So yeah, that's just one thing that I hope that that's just one thing that I still miss is that I miss my yeah. Once again, that's why I just wanted to make this stream so that way people could like try yeah people could like try and help me feel better. Yeah,
Is there anyone else backstage?
yeah. Well, this guy.
Hello, Pacific. Hello, Bert.
Hello.
Hello, Hector.
It's alright. It's alright, Pacific.
Bert, do you feel sad right now?
Yeah, that's why I made this stream.
Oh, I feel really bad that you're feeling sad.
It's, it's not your fault. Okay, guys, I'll be right back.
Okay, Bert. So, yeah. I feel really bad that Pacific and Bert are crying, even though they're on mute. So, yeah. Has anyone have any ideas to help Bert feel better? Alright, Pacific. Mute gang, now!
All right.
So, why were you guys crying?
I feel like it's pretty obvious by now.
Well, I didn't really hear the whole story because I was backstage.
Is it okay if I tell him, Bert? And don't blame me if I start crying halfway through.
Yeah, sorry. You could tell him since I'm just gonna be on mute since I need some time.
So, for those of you who arrived late, Bert and his friend were walking when they found a dead animal on the side of the road, right? On the side of the road, right?
Yeah, and it was a mouse that we found.
Yeah, mouse that they found at the side of the road. And Bert is kind of feeling bad about that mouse. They gave him a bit of a burial and a funeral, though, but he's still feeling kind of bad.
Or at least we tried to give him a funeral since well we did the best we could. That's all I'm gonna say is that we did the best we could. And since I don't go over his house often, since since I don't like usually go over his house until Saturdays, so that means that the next time I go over his house will probably be like if not next Saturday, then probably this Saturday after or so. But either way, I just hope that nobody does anything bad with that mouse. Like he's already had enough. So yeah, as I said, needs to mention more.
Yeah, it also kind of reminds him of the pets that he's lost. Like the three he lost to his dad, just giving them away while he was in school, and the other he lost while died while he was in school, and it's just kind of bringing back bad memories for him.
Hmm, that is very sad.
Yes, it reminds me of when I lost my brother Aaron. He's buried right across from my school, but I'm gonna be graduating in like about maybe about 2-ish years, so it'll
Um,
kind of be hard to
the
move away.
story that you just told me about Bert actually really reminds me of the time my good black dog Socks died when I was just only 6 years old, and I still really miss him. I'm like, I don't know what happened to him, but he died because he was getting a little bit of an old dog. But I do feel really bad for Socks dying. Moment
Yeah,
of silence.
yeah, I'm over at my
Yeah.
cousin's house right now, and he has a lot of animals, like about 12 here, like
Yeah,
3 cats, 2 dogs, 4 ferrets, a bunny, a fish, and a turtle.
it just miss,
Mm.
it just miss my pet. And and I don't know if my dad, and I don't know if my dad will want to get any more. But there's stuff that he does decide we can get another pet since my since ever since my dad got since ever since my final pet died. It's just my I just always feel like my house isn't the same without having an animal around. Since uh,
Oh.
it's just what it is. Since my house just hasn't felt the same without.
Yes, and if he gets you a new pet, let's hope it's not a fish, because those are more like guilt pets. You give them all your
Yeah.
love, and then they just turn over.
Yeah, no. So that's why. Yes, that's why I don't fly my. I don't want to like get a fish or so. That's
And
why.
one time I cried because I watched ads for people dying from the cough.
Yeah. And another thing that gets me upset is about at my school. At my school they have like a thing on the wall about for teachers, well, for teachers' pets, about like their like their, well, not like not like the classic teacher's pet thing that they have for like school or so, but not like their actual pets is what I mean. They have like a wall. They have like a thing on a wall in our school where they have like hang pictures of people of teachers' pets on on the wall, like their cats and dogs, I think. And that's another thing that like gets me upset is every time I go past it, I just want to cry. Since seeing teachers, pets and stuff like that just gets me upset. And that's one thing I don't get about like why can't the students at our school like me or so, why can't we have a wall to like hang up pictures of our pets or so? Since I would want to like see my pets every day when I like go to my school. Well, I do have like picture. I think we still do have pictures of each one of my pets. So since I don't know. And last year when I lost my pet, when I lost my final pet, or let's just say my first cat that I ever got, or my first ever pet that I got, I made a tribute to him. And I even posted it on YouTube, but I deleted it from YouTube, but I still have it though. So I don't know if I'll still ever upload it again. But yeah, this one, yeah, that's another reason why I was like mainly upset when I found out that that happened to him. Since knowing that that was my first pet that I ever got, then it just really upsets me. And I just like had many different names for him. And I felt since I always thought him as like not just a pet, but like as like a, well, it's like hard to say about what other things I thought of him than being more than just a pet. Since like I said, it's like hard to say, but I don't know. Maybe I'll like re-upload that tribute that I made to him. Yeah, I consider him to be like a family member than just a pet, since I don't. Since to me, that's what he was just basically was more like than just like, yeah. That's what I felt him. That's what I yeah. That's one thing that I felt him as like as a brother, even though him being an animal and me being a human. I'm not trying to sound like racist by saying that, but still, you know what I mean? Like him being an animal and him just and me being, well, a human. It's like, I don't know, people might find it strange that I consider him to be my brother, but that's what I did. And even my mom considered him to be like that. But yeah, like, so I'm just gonna like say some other things that I considered him as, than being more than just a pet. I considered him to be my friend, my best friend, even my protector. Since when I was very little, when I was like a baby or so, that's what my parents always said that he used to do was lay like lay down in my crib with me and like just keep watch over me. Since that's why I always considered him to be like as my protector. And as I said before, and most importantly, I basically considered him as my family, since that's what he was. So that's what I thought of him more than just being a pet. As I said before, he was my best friend. And even though I have human best friends, it's like, but still, oh, that's like I said, I'll just never forget him. And right now, since I still have the tribute of my cat that I'm talking about, I'm still just like watching it. Since I'm just like watching it now since I need to see him again, even though it's just like through a screen, through like the tribute that I made for him. But I just need to see him. That's all that matters to me. Is I just need to see him. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically it's just hard for me. It's just hard for me to talk about these things since I'm not good at talking about these things. I'm good at talking about my feelings, but yeah, like I said, I'm good at talking about my feelings, but not like when it comes to like this type of subject is what I'm not too good at talking about. But yeah, since at least we can like at least the three of us can like talk about it together about our pets that we had and about the memories that we had with them, even before even though it was their time, but still, as I said before about that mouse, I would have liked to have taken him home as a pet or so, and at least to see what my parents would have said about it, if I could have kept him or not. Since I don't know, it's like hard to say, but that's one thing I would have liked to have done. I would have liked to have saved him, like I said. But as I said before, but as I said before, I just like, but as I mentioned before, that there's nothing I could have done to save that poor mouse. But now then, like that just basically gets me upset talking about it. But well, I'm probably gonna like end the stream here. Since, yeah, since I wanna like, yeah, since I wanna like work on some lines for people. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna end the stream here. So, thank you guys for watching, and bye everyone. Bye.